The Bansuri has been associated with Lord Krishna in the Indian mythology.
Much before man walked the earth in the world of Brahma, where nature was supreme, the first music was born when the wind whistled through the bamboos. This is the birth of the Bansuri, the Indian bamboo flute. Later, it became Lord Krishna's instrument. This connection has made it a very popular instrument of music in India.
Earliest literary references to the flute go back to the Vedic literature of the first millennium BC. The Bansuri appears in Buddhist sculptures at Sanchi, Ajanta and Ellora, played by men and women in instrumental performances and accompanying vocal music. For centuries, it was confined to the Indian folk music.
Look at how simple and natural Bansuri is. No string, no skin, just a piece of bamboo with few holes. Anyone can make it. Folk music took to the Bansuri for this reason. The shepherd grazing the sheep on the mountain played it, as did the pandits in the temple. And the Bansuri was always a part of all the celebrations and festivals.
In the early 20th century, Pandit Pannalal Ghosh brought the Bansuri into mainstream Hindustani classical music. He also started using a bigger flute.
In the Indian classical music tradition, Bansuri is the youngest. It joined the classical stream about less than 100 years ago. Ustad Aftabuddin explored the classical aspects of playing the Bansuri, and though he never performed publicly, he had laid the foundation. Sri Pannalal Ghosh brought these classical aspects to public domain in the 1940s.
Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasya, the disciple of Pandit Bholanath, took the Bansuri to new heights of popularity. In the tradition of the Maihar Gharana to which Panditji belongs, he added to his store of techniques the works of other gharanas and other instruments. The eminent Surbahar player Annapurna Devi is his guru. He began the practice of playing the Bansuri in the old vocal tradition of Dhrupad instead of the Khayal genre.
Indian classical music began in the temples of India when Pandits would chant the Vedic slokas to certain ragas. The Dhrupad style of vocal music began here. Since the Bansuri as a musical instrument is closest to the human voice, I began experimenting and evolved the Dhrupad style on the Bansuri.
He has developed the unique technique to play the Jor and the Jhala movements on the Bansuri. Earlier, these movements were normally played only on string instruments.
I am so fortunate to belong to a traditional school of music, Maihar Gharana, which allows for more experimentation. For instance, Jor and Jhala are normally associated with string instruments. With some tonguing technique and fast fingering, it has been possible to bring them into the Bansuri playing and expanding the repertoire of Dhrupad style in Bansuri music.
ISM, music worth learning.